This morning, Iran revealing that its Natanz nuclear facility has been hit in an airstrike. That's the country's main uranium enrichment site. Iranian officials say there's no radiation leak. Iranian media claims the U.S. led the strikes using bunker-busting bombs. Israeli military says it is unaware of the strike.
Also overnight, Iran firing 2 ballistic missiles at a strategic U.S.-UK military base on the island of Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. It marks the regime's first threat to U.S. interests beyond the Middle East.
Meanwhile, President Trump offering the nation a hopeful update on Operation Epic Fury. Lucas Tomlinson joins us live from Dubai with the very latest details. Good morning, Lucas.
Well, good morning, Charlie, Rachel, and Griff. Natanz is one of the 3 nuclear sites hit over the summer during Midnight Hammer. It's located about 150 miles south of Tehran. As you mentioned, that's Iran's main nuclear enrichment site. A lot of centrifuges spinning that uranium-235 isotope, getting it from nuclear power grade to nuclear weapons grade. And for many, they thought that President Trump might send in ground troops to get some of this nuclear material. There's others that just want to blow it up and drop bombs on it, and that appears what happened last night. Now, President Trump providing his latest battle update brief on his way to the Winter White House on the South Lawn, and later posting about it on Truth Social, saying he thinks this war can be wrapped up perhaps rather quickly, sometime over the next few weeks. I'll summarize some of this because the producers tell me to keep it moving. We are getting very close to meeting our objectives as we consider winding down our great military efforts in the Middle East. The president talked about degrading Iran's missile capability, launchers, everything else, destroying Iran's defense industrial base, eliminating their Navy, Air Force, anti-aircraft weaponry, and never allowing to have nuclear capability, perhaps why that Natanz site was struck yesterday, and protecting allies, including here in the Emirates skies. And in a sign, though, that Iran still has some fight left. In addition to firing dozens of drones at Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and some here in the Emirates last night, Iran launching, as you mentioned, Rachel, 2 intermediate-range ballistic missiles at Diego Garcia. Reportedly, one broke up in flight, scattering into the sea. The other destroyed by an SM-3 interceptor by U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer. Of course, Rachel, the most optimal time to shoot these downs is an exothermic mid-course intercept that's outside the Earth's atmosphere, believe it or not, in outer space. For years, Iran insisted it did not have missiles that could fly this far. 3 weeks into the war, it's showing that Iran still has some reach. Earlier this week, Iranian drones hit a Saudi oil refinery in the Red Sea across the Arabian Peninsula. You can see on the map. Now, we also have U.S. and Israeli strikes continuing, of course, overnight. More Iranian leaders have been assassinated. The U.S. hitting over 8,000 targets across Iran, flying deeper into the country, which is more than twice the size of Texas. So a lot of targets remain. We're now hearing about more Marines heading here to the Middle East from the Boxer Amphibious Ready Group. She left San Diego earlier this week. The 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit, the Pride of the Pacific, it will take about a month for them to arrive on station. And overnight, it was relatively quiet here in Dubai. It actually rained, and actual rain. And when it came to ballistic missiles and drones, it was relatively light night. Only a handful of drones and ballistic missiles, guys.
Thanks, Lucas. I got a quick question for you. So you mentioned the tweet from President Trump where he said, we're going to wrap this up quickly, saying that they've made a lot of progress. They're working very quickly towards their objectives. Obviously, that will be good news for markets, but also I think for a lot of Americans who love when President Trump goes in and does things quickly, whether it's ISIS, which he got rid of in very short order in his first term, Operation Midnight Hammer, which he had a lot of critics, and he did that. And even at the end, the critics were like, yeah, that was a pretty good move. So it seems like here, too, he wants to wrap it up quickly, which makes sense for the Americans, yet he's partnered with the Israelis, who may have a little bit of a different objective. So how is the president going to square that, his objectives with his partner's objectives, especially since we saw this week that Israel bombed some oil fields, apparently angering President Trump?
Right, and that attack by the Israelis took place in the Persian Gulf, right behind me on the other side of those buildings, Rachel. It's the largest gas field in the world. We certainly saw a spike in energy prices. It's good to keep in mind that 80-90% of this gas and oil in the Persian Gulf goes to Asian countries, and President Trump says he wants more allies to kick in some help. Perhaps Japan, they're constitutionally limited. It's the Japanese self-defense force, of course. They don't do long-range deployments, but the president's been saying the U.S. went from not exporting any liquefied natural gas back in 2016, now is the world's leader. So if all this gas is not coming to the United States, oil not coming to the United States, why aren't more allies doing more to open it up?
Hey, Lucas, very quickly, I do just want to address there's a prevailing narrative that everyone feels like we're going to take Karg Island. But if you could just back up for 1 second, it's not entirely clear. The president has not said that that's his intention, although everything is on the table. But when we see more Marines coming, talk to me about these MEUs, because you well know, having served on Navy ships, that these ships have basically 4 components. Obviously, Marine combat unit. They have an aviation component that has the Ospreys and the F-35Bs. They've got a command structure, and they've got logistics battalions. So really, these Marines could operate from being on a sea, being on the water to protect the Strait of Hormuz without actually putting boots specifically on the ground.
That's right, Griff. I mean, from Shiloh to Antietam to this war, logistics, obviously a huge component of all warfare. The Marines have that. The Marines will tell you this is a self-contained unit. This aviation component that has 5th-generation stealth fighter jets, those F-35s. There's Ospreys, there's Super Stallions, those big CH-53s that can bring Marines ashore potentially. There's also an attack component, those Vipers, the AH-1 Viper Marine Corps attack helicopters. So there's certainly battalions of Marines that can go ashore, infantry units, grunts, if you will. And that component has just left San Diego. But keep in mind, Boxers can take about a month to get here. And you also have Tripoli with Marines. Perhaps this is a feint and there's something else being planned. Remember that Pegasus package that launched to snatch Maduro and his wife in their bed?
Right.
From Shiloh to Antietam, Lucas Tomlinson, thank you so much.
Thanks, Lucas.
That was for you, Charlie.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.